The house is quiet, it's 2:17 in the morning. A soft clock ticks somewhere in the dark while a faint streetlight slips through the curtains, and in the middle of that silence, someone over 60 slowly opens their eyes, not because of a loud noise, not because of a bad dream, but because something in their legs doesn't feel right again. Maybe they feel unusually heavy. Maybe the feet are cold for no clear reason. Maybe there's that strange tingling sensation, or an aching restlessness that makes it impossible to get comfortable. So they shift positions, they rub their calves, they sit on the edge of the bed for a moment and whisper the same thing millions of older adults quietly tell themselves every night. It's probably just aging. But what if it isn't? What if your legs have been trying to warn you for years, and nobody ever told you how to listen? If you're over 60, this might be one of the most important signals your body can give you. And the difficult part is, these signs often appear long before people realize something deeper may be happening. Here's what I've seen over and over again. Many people ignore these changes because they don't seem dramatic at first. Heavy legs, cold feet, numbness, slower walking, a cramp here and there. Most people brush them off as normal signs of getting older. But sometimes, that belief is exactly what makes them dangerous, because the body often whispers before it screams. And one small symptom that seems harmless today may quietly connect to much bigger problems years later. Now, I'm not here to frighten you. I'm here because too many good people wait until these warning signs begin interfering with their independence, sleep, balance, or daily life before they finally pay attention. And by then, the picture is often much clearer. But tonight I want to show you something earlier, something most people completely miss, because what surprises many seniors is not just the symptoms themselves. It's where these warning signs actually begin. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed a small change in your legs, but convinced yourself it probably wasn't important? Most people do. In fact, many of the earliest warning signs are so ordinary, so easy to explain away, that people live with them for years without ever asking why they started in the first place. And that's exactly why they matter. Point 1: heavy legs. This is where most people get it wrong. A lot of seniors describe this feeling the same way. My legs just feel tired all the time. Or, they feel heavier than they used to. Now, at first, that may not sound serious. After all, life gets tiring, aging changes the body, and most people assume heavy legs simply come from getting older or being less active. But here's what many people never stop to consider. Healthy legs are supposed to feel supported, responsive, light enough to move naturally. So when the legs begin feeling weighed down day after day, especially after sitting for long periods, the body may be trying to tell you something deeper. Think of it like traffic on a busy highway. When traffic moves smoothly, everything flows normally. But when cars begin slowing down and backing up, pressure starts building farther and farther down the road. Your legs can sometimes experience something very similar. And here's what I've seen surprise many older adults. The feeling often begins quietly. Not sharp pain, not an emergency, just a strange heaviness people learn to live with. Maybe you notice it getting out of a chair. Maybe climbing stairs feels harder than it used to. Maybe your legs feel exhausted even after a normal day. Have you noticed that? Now, this doesn't always mean something serious, but it may be worth paying attention to, especially if the feeling keeps returning. One simple thing that can help is gentle movement throughout the day. Even a slow walk around the house every hour can encourage better flow through the legs. Sitting too long can sometimes make that heavy feeling worse, especially after meals or long TV sessions. And this next part is important. Many people ignore heavy legs because they think discomfort is the real warning sign. But the next symptom often appears long before pain never shows up. And strangely enough, many people notice it most at night. Point 2: cold feet or legs. Have you noticed your feet stay cold even in warm rooms? This one catches people off guard. You're sitting under a blanket. The room feels comfortable. Everyone else seems fine. But your feet still feel cold. So naturally, most people blame the weather. Poor socks, tile floors, or simply age. But here's something interesting. Warmth in the feet depends on more than room temperature. Your body relies on a steady delivery system to carry warmth where it needs to go. And when that system slows down, the farthest areas, especially the feet and lower legs, may begin feeling colder first. Think of it like a home heating system. When everything works properly, warm air reaches every room evenly. But when the system struggles, the room farthest from the furnace is often the first to feel cold. Your legs and feet can behave the same way. And what makes this tricky is that the change often happens slowly. People adapt to it. They wear thicker socks. They sleep with extra blankets. They stop questioning why their feet always feel colder than everyone else's, but your body notices, especially at night. That's when many seniors begin feeling restless, uncomfortable, or strangely aware of their legs in bed. Now again, cold feet alone do not automatically mean a major problem, but when it becomes frequent, persistent, or happens alongside heaviness, numbness, or cramping, it may be worth discussing with a healthcare professional. One gentle habit that may help is simple ankle movement before bed. Small circles, flexing the feet, light movement during the day. Sometimes the body responds well to motion because motion helps keep things moving. And what comes next is where things quietly begin to change, because the next signs are often so subtle. People can ignore them for years without realizing what their body may already be trying to say. By this point, many people are still telling themselves the same thing: it's just part of getting older. And honestly, that belief is understandable, because these changes usually don't appear all at once. They arrive slowly, quietly, almost politely. One small adjustment here, one avoided activity there, until one day, life feels smaller than it used to. And that's when families often begin noticing changes that seniors themselves may not fully recognize yet. Point 1: slower walking and balance changes. Have you noticed yourself avoiding stairs or long walks lately? This question can be uncomfortable for many people, because sometimes the answer is yes. Even if nobody says it out loud, maybe the grocery store feels farther than it used to. Maybe walks around the neighborhood have become shorter. Maybe stairs now require holding the railing more carefully, and little by little confidence begins changing. Now here's where many people get confused. They assume slowing down automatically means aging itself is the only reason. But here's what I want you to think about. Your legs are not just muscles and bones. They depend on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to move comfortably and respond quickly. And when that support system weakens, the body often adapts in subtle ways before people fully notice it. It can start with fatigue, then hesitation, then avoiding movement altogether. I've seen many older adults quietly stop doing things they once enjoyed: evening walks, shopping trips, gardening, visiting friends, not because they wanted to, but because movement slowly became more difficult or uncertain. And perhaps the hardest part is this: the change can happen so gradually that it feels normal. Have you noticed that in yourself? Or maybe someone you love? Now, this does not mean every balance issue points to poor circulation. There can be many causes, but repeated weakness, heaviness, or instability in the legs may be worth paying attention to. One simple habit that may help is gentle daily movement, not intense exercise. Just steady movement, short walks through the house, light stretching, even chair exercises while watching television can help encourage circulation and maintain strength, because the body often responds best to consistent motion, not sudden effort. But the next sign is one that many people experience in silence, and it often shows up in the middle of the night. Point 2: restless legs at night. Many seniors think this is only a sleep problem. At first it seems small. You lie down after a long day, the house becomes quiet, you're finally ready to sleep, and then your legs begin acting strangely. Maybe they ache, maybe they twitch, maybe there's a crawling sensation that's difficult to describe. Some people feel an urge to constantly move their legs just to feel comfortable for a few moments, so they shift positions, they rub their calves, they walk slowly through the hallway at AM hoping the feeling settles down, and night after night, sleep becomes harder to hold on to. Now let me explain something important. When the body rests for long periods, blood can sometimes move more slowly through the legs, especially if circulation is already struggling. And for some seniors, nighttime becomes the moment those hidden discomforts finally become impossible to ignore. This is one reason many people feel exhausted even after spending enough time in bed, because the body rested. But the legs never truly relaxed, and over time, poor sleep affects everything: mood, energy, memory, patience, even confidence. I've spoken with older adults who thought they were simply becoming bad sleepers, when in reality their legs had been signaling discomfort for years. And if any of this sounds familiar, quietly type yes in the comments. I read those comments every day, and you'd be surprised how many people thought they were completely alone in this. Now, one gentle thing that may help is elevating the legs slightly before sleep or doing light evening movement instead of sitting still for long hours before bed. Small motions matter more than most people realize, but here's where this entire story begins connecting together, because what I'm about to explain next may completely change how you think about these symptoms. Up until now, these symptoms may have sounded unrelated: heavy legs, cold feet, numbness, cramps, restlessness at night, slower walking. Most people treat them as separate annoyances, but what if they are not separate at all? What if they are connected by one quiet problem that often begins years before people fully recognize it? Point 1. Why the legs show warning signs first. Here's the part most people never hear. Your legs are often one of the first places the body reveals circulation problems, and the reason is surprisingly simple. They are the farthest major body parts from the heart. Think about watering a garden with a long hose. When water pressure is strong, the flow easily reaches the end, but when pressure weakens or the hose becomes narrowed, the farthest areas receive less and less support. Your circulation system can work in a very similar way. Blood carries oxygen, warmth, nutrients, and energy throughout the body. It is the body's delivery system, and when that delivery slows down, the legs and feet often notice first that heaviness. It may be the body struggling to move blood efficiently, those cold feet. They may reflect reduced warmth reaching the lower legs. The cramps during walking? Sometimes muscles are asking for more oxygen than they are receiving. Suddenly all those small symptoms begin fitting together, and this is why poor circulation can quietly affect much more than comfort. It may influence healing, energy levels, balance, mobility, even independence over time. Now, this does not mean every symptom automatically points to serious disease, but patterns matter, repeated changes matter, and paying attention early matters. One simple habit many experts encourage is gentle movement after meals instead of sitting immediately afterward. Even 5 or 10 minutes of walking can help support circulation. Hydration matters too, because blood moves more effectively when the body is properly hydrated. But poor circulation doesn't only affect your legs. The emotional effects can sometimes become even heavier than the physical ones. Point to the hidden emotional cost. This is the part families often notice before seniors do. Poor circulation is not only about discomfort. Over time, it can quietly change how people live. A person who once moved confidently may begin hesitating before stairs. Someone who loved long outings may begin staying home more often, not because they suddenly want isolation, but because movement no longer feels easy or reliable. And here's something families notice all the time. The fear of falling, the fear of slowing others down, the fear of becoming dependent. Many seniors never say these fears out loud. Instead, they quietly adjust their lives around them. Shorter walks, less travel, fewer social visits, more sitting, and little by little, the world becomes smaller. That's why these warning signs deserve attention early, not fear, attention. Because protecting circulation is really about protecting quality of life. It's about maintaining freedom, confidence, the ability to move comfortably through everyday moments most people take for granted. So if you've noticed changes in your legs, don't dismiss them automatically as just aging. Talk about them, monitor them, bring them up during checkups. Because small conversations today may help prevent bigger problems later, and the final piece of this puzzle may be the most important of all. After hearing all of this, some people begin feeling worried, and honestly, that reaction is understandable. Because when you suddenly connect the dots between heavy legs, cold feet, numbness, balance changes, and restless nights, it can feel overwhelming at first, but here's the part I truly want you to hear today. There is hope in noticing these signs early. In fact, this may be the most hopeful part of today's video. Point 1. The body often gives early chances. This may be the most hopeful part of today's video. The body is incredibly intelligent. Long before major problems appear, it often sends smaller signals first. Quiet signals, subtle signals, little whispers that say, something here needs attention. And what surprises many people is this. Circulation changes usually happen gradually, not overnight. That means there is often time to respond. Time to improve daily habits. Time to support the body before symptoms become more limiting. I've seen older adults make meaningful improvements simply by becoming more aware of what their body was trying to tell them. Not through extreme workouts, not through fear, but through small, steady choices repeated consistently over time. Simple walking can help. Even slow movement around the home matters. Gentle leg stretches while seated may help keep the muscles active and engaged. Drinking enough water matters more than many people realize because healthy circulation depends heavily on hydration, and regular medical checkups matter too, especially when symptoms become persistent or begin affecting daily life. One habit I encourage many seniors to develop is simple foot awareness. Take a moment each week to look at your feet and legs. Notice changes, dry skin, color changes, swelling, slow healing cuts. The earlier people notice patterns, the easier it becomes to discuss them before bigger complications develop, because awareness is powerful, and paying attention early is not fear, it's wisdom. But there's one final thing I want you to remember. And honestly, it may matter more than anything else we discussed today. Point 2: independence starts with small daily choices. Your legs do more than carry your body. Think about that for a moment. Your legs carry your independence. They carry you into the kitchen each morning. They carry you through grocery stores, family gatherings, vacations, parks, and quiet evening walks. They help you stand beside the people you love. They help you remain connected to your life. And that's why these signs matter so much. Not because every ache means danger, not because every cold foot means something terrible, but because your body may be trying to protect you long before serious limitations begin. Remember the person from the beginning of this video? The one lying awake at night, rubbing tired legs, wondering why their feet always felt cold, assuming it was simply part of getting older. Now you can see the picture more clearly, those nighttime aches, the cold feet, the slowing steps, the heaviness. They may have been messages all along, not messages to panic, messages to pay attention, because your body often whispers long before it screams, and sometimes the smallest symptoms become the most important warnings we ever receive. So tonight or tomorrow morning, take a moment to notice how your legs truly feel, not with fear, with awareness, with care. And if someone you love is over 60 and dealing with these signs, consider sharing this video with them. It may help them notice something they've been quietly ignoring for years. And if you enjoy calm, honest health conversations like this, conversations focused on protecting independence, mobility, and quality of life, subscribe. And join us for the next video. Take care of yourself. And keep listening to what your body may already be trying to say.